New Pokemon we can find on this route include Doduo, Dodrio, Ponyta, Slansash in Gold, and Arbok in Silver, because nobody wanted to see me go search for them. Hello guys, this is UniversalGiant, and welcome back for more of Let's Play Pokémon SoulSilver. Last time we made our way up Route 27, I hope it's Route 27. Route 26, never mind, shut up. And we arrived at the reception gate for the Pokémon League. I also realized I've been holding down the B button the entire time, thinking that I needed to in order to be able to run. Shows how long it's been since I've played this game. But now that we have all 8 badges, we couldn't have gotten here otherwise. We can go through this gate here, however, we can't go to the left or to the right because that goes to Mount Silver. Scary strong Pokemon. Okay, I certainly hope you're strong enough to keep them from coming in through this way, because God knows, they may be able to leave the tall grass and Kanto. Oh, I want to go there! Yeah, we'll have to save it for some other time, I suppose. But up here is Victory Road. Back in the old days when Victory Road had absolutely no trainers. And of course there are wild Pokemon for us to run into here as well. Including a SoulSilver exclusive Ursaring, one that I especially like grinding off of, but I'm not going to at this point because nobody wants to see me do that. So let's hold off on that for the time being. This is another place I like to grind, depending on who I'm looking to level up. Sometimes I like to grind in Victory Road here, and other times I like to grind outside that woman's house who heals you for free, just right there sitting on not Victory Road. Whatever that route is, I never remember what number route that is. I don't remember the number routes for any of these. Why is there a potion? Who would use a potion at this point? I mean, come on! And obvious hidden item is obvious. But I don't know why. I really like the days when Victory Road didn't have any trainers, where all you had to concentrate on was making your way straight through to the end. It was just between you and the wild Pokemon. You didn't have to worry about anything or anybody else. I'm not going to go down the right stairs because there's nothing down there for us. It looks like there is, but the only way for us to get there is actually underneath the bridge on the left side. Just let you concentrate on the puzzles. It was like you versus nature. You'd already gone through all of the trainers on the route leading up to it. And I feel like a lot of the newer games focus more heavily on putting everything at the end of Victory Road. So you've got the trainers in there and you've got the puzzles, and I think the one in Hoenn actually made you do it with Flash, which was even more annoying. I mean, I know I'm pretty sure the one in Kanto required Flash too, but is this technically the same one? I mean, I never necessarily thought about it, because Indigo Plateau doesn't change location between Gold and Silver. It's still in the same place it was. But, I mean, it's completely different looking. You see it for yourself. This is absolutely nothing like the one in the first game. It's actually been too long since I've played through the original Gold and Silver to remember if this is anything like the original one was. Because admittedly, I don't remember too much about Victory Road, except the one in the first game. Because you get to this point in your first Pokemon game, you never forget it. It's like the final challenge. And before we jump down, I do want to get that item. There we go, Hyper Potion. There's just something about... It's just between you and the puzzle. You and the wild guys. You don't have anything else to concentrate on. And I really appreciate that. It sets the mood a little bit more than you think. It's like a solitary challenge. You know you're going to have to face down the Elite Four because they've been alluding to that the entire time. And the ultimate goal is just to beat other trainers, but right now, the only ones that you care about, the only ones that you have to concern yourself with, is yourself. And I'm sure there's a better way for me to describe it to make it sound a little bit more awesome than what I've made it out to be, but I don't know, I just always welcome this as a bit of a change, where you don't have to worry about the trainers anymore. I want to say that there's no point to going down that hole. There are a lot of holes around here that you do want to be jumping down, but I'm pretty sure that is not one of them. And there's something behind that rock smashable rock that I don't think is that important. You will want to come back here with Rock Smash, but it is not for the item back there. It's actually for the item right down there. Because down there is the TM for Dark Pulse. And I'm pretty sure which hole do we want to fall down? I guess I'll fall down this one. I forget which one is which. We took the right one. Hooray for us. But since Lupus already knew Dark Pulse from birth because his mother did... I think his mother had to know it? I forget how the breeding works, even though I already did it. I want to say it's the father that has to know the TMs, and both of them have to know the move that it would learn via level up for it to know it at birth. There's a lot that goes into breeding that you tend to overlook, and I want to get that item before I drop down this hole. But before you leave Victory Road, I do not care who you are or what your team is. You want to go down this hole. Because down here is arguably the best technical machine in the game. Down here, there it is. TM26 Earthquake. 100 base power move, 100 base accuracy. You don't want to miss it. Is there any way for... Oh, this just takes us right back here. I actually don't have the layout of Victory Road memorized to this point, but we're already out anyway, so it doesn't matter too much. I just hope we don't run into anybody before we get to the door. Dang it. Oh well, at least we're home free now. Oh, did I mention that there was actually a trainer in here? One last battle at the end of Victory Road before we can challenge the Pokémon League. Snicker. Now, for the most part, his team hasn't changed all that much. He picked up one new Pokemon since last time, I think. But now that we have... Please don't have Fake Out. I forgot that you were faster than me. I underestimate Sneasel far too often. It's really quick and really powerful on the physical side, but like I've said before, its defense is trash. I had a lot of fun using Weavile in Platinum. It was either Platinum or Diamond. I forget when I used Sneasel. I think it was Platinum. And the most troublesome thing about it in just about all the games is that you don't get it until really, really late. And that's true for a lot of the Dark types too, like Houndour you don't have access to until way late, and neither do you have access to Murkrow until way late in this game. I mean, there are a couple of Dark types that you can use early on in other games, like you have Sableye fairly early in Hoenn. And like I said, my memory of the 3rd and 4th generations isn't that great because I didn't play them when I was younger. But Dark types seem like the most neglected type at this point. Because you don't see very much of them early on, and by the time you do, your team is pretty well established. Can we stop... What do you call this? Flinch Fusion? God damn it! What are you holding? What's the item that causes flinching? Not... Are you f***ing serious? Hit the damn thing! I really thought he was gonna hit himself. Okay, if Krako takes one more hit, I'm going to heal him. Just because he's gone through so much crap that I'm not going to have him lose now. I care too much about him. Yeah. Not doing it. He's gone through too much to have to deal with being knocked out by this stupid Golbat. Not today! Maybe I care too much. Is that possible? That's not possible. I am not sheltering my Pokemon. They deserve every ounce of love that I give them. What is with this? How many flinches have you gotten? Okay, admittedly, I'm trying to come up with funny ways that I can fly off the handle right now, but I can't think of any that don't involve peeking my microphone. Not that anybody wants to hear me rage anyway. People say they really enjoy hearing gamers rage on the internet. I beg to differ. I've never found that to be very funny. And I don't quite understand why. I mean, I'll admit, there are a couple of people that I've watched simply because they fly off the handle, but it gets old really, really fast. It's like, once you've seen one, you've seen them all. It's not that interesting the second time around. It's just annoying. I don't know if I'm the only one that feels that way. I know there are a lot of people out there that... A lot of the stuff that people really enjoyed watching or listening to when it first came around isn't funny anymore. I don't know if it's just because it's not original, or if their views on things have just changed since then. But I get the feeling raging over video games is another one of those kinds of things that just doesn't seem funny anymore. It's difficult to put into words why, because it's also difficult to put into words why you enjoy watching other people suffer. That's just my opinion on it, though, and especially if you're talking about a game like Pokémon, where it doesn't really factor into things. Like, you saw how many times I was flinched, or how many times I hit myself in confusion, but it didn't really amount to much in the end. And the most that it does is annoy the player to the point where you'd have to replay a segment of the game or something. It's not all that interesting. God damn it, Haunter! I've tried to finish you off in style, and look what you do. I don't think this has anything to hit me with, though, so I suppose Sucker Punch is kind of silly. You know what would also be silly? Trying to attack a target that isn't there, and still hitting yourself in confusion anyway. Please don't do that, Duster. Thank God. Because I think that's when I would have fallen off the handle. Trying to attack a target that isn't there and hitting yourself. And... this isn't going to end well for Duster, but I still want to knock this thing out with him. Sucker Punch it! Dang it, what are you... Okay, that's not good. I was hoping to finish it off in style, but since Kadabra has crap for physical defense, he decided to put up a wall. So let's just go straight into Lupus and avoid that wall. I don't think it would have light screen. I don't see why it would. Why would you use Disable twice if you were faster than me and I didn't have a chance to do anything? Although it was pretty smart of you to try to use Disable, I don't think there's any point in disabling Sucker Punch if you're not going to attack me anyway. Oh well, Snicker can do whatever he wants because of his stupid AI. Yeah, did you happen to notice his Golbat? In the second generation, Golbat got an evolution, but it only evolves if it's happy enough with its trainer. Which is why his is still a Golbat. Just one of those little things that you wouldn't necessarily pick up on. And of course, it's something I didn't notice until I played the game through again, but we've made it up to Indigo Plateau in the Pokémon League. Now, before we actually tackle the Pokémon League, there's everything you could ask for in here. You have a place to trade, a place to heal up, a place to buy and sell items. But there are a couple of TMs that I want to pick up that we didn't have access to since we didn't have Whirlpool and Rock Smash. So I'll go grab a couple of guys that know how to use those, as well as Leaky, so we could fly between areas, and I suppose I'll meet you around those areas. So heading straight back into Victory Road, if we smash these 3 rocks at the end of the route here, really convenient that this is right next to Indigo Plateau too, because you don't have to go too far out of your way to get them. But down here is the TM for Dark Puddles. Really nice Dark-type move to have. 100 base accuracy, I want to say 90 base power, I don't remember off the top of my head, but we'll take a look at all the TMs that we got at the end of the video. But this one is indeed TM79 Dark Pulse. Very nice Dark-type move. So I'll dig my way out and fly further down the route. And I'll meet you guys near the other technical machine. Now, I want to say there was an item down here near the bridge where we crossed between routes. That there was something on a little island over here, and I'm pretty sure it was right here. A nugget for us to sell. How wonderful. So now to go back to pick up that TM. I want to say it's around here somewhere where the Whirlpool is that we can cross over now that we have Whirlpool. Or somebody that knows how to use Whirlpool. It feels weird having 3 different HM slaves on my team at the same time right now. But at the same time, I'm not necessarily going to be... What was the point of that? Was it further down? There's the Whirlpool. I didn't even notice how pointless that Whirlpool was. I suppose if you wanted to surf around instead of going up and around, but there's no advantage to it, and you need Whirlpool. Why would you even... There's a bird keeper here? Why is there a trainer here? Okay. I'm feeling severely lacking in team members right now, but... Level 40 Farfetch'd? What the hell are you doing with this thing? Oh my god, I didn't even realize this trainer was here. I've never actually gone out of my way to get this TM. Good lord, a level 40 Farfetch'd? I don't think that crit mattered. And I don't think that's a man at all. I think that's actually a bird. Do you say anything besides tweet? You say other things besides tweet! Yes, I like pretty things. You have a phone number too, are you kidding me? I really hope this guy calls at some point. I'm actually interested in hearing what he has to say. But here we go! TM2 Dragon Claw! Might as well show off all the TMs now that we have them. Well, not all the TMs. Dragon Claw! Powerful Dragon-type move, physical, 80 base power, 100 base accuracy. I'll probably teach this to somebody if I can. I want to say Duster can learn it, but I'll find out off-screen. We also picked up Earthquake, 100 base power, 100 base accuracy, ground-type move. Probably the most powerful TM in the game with 100 base accuracy. That doesn't have any other disadvantage to using it. I really need to pick my words carefully. And Dark Pulse is... TM79, 80 base power, 100 base accuracy. Really, really nice TMs to pick up in the last route. And I'll probably surf on over to that other item to the left here, just because there's no reason for me not to. Good lord, we are a ways back. This is where we would land after we first surfed from New Barktown. This is a ways away. I sure hope this item is worth it, but knowing me, it won't be. A rare can't... I suppose it's worth it, I guess. And there aren't any other items for us to pick up around here, so... I'll just fly back on Leaky, make my way up to Indigo Plateau. I'll do a couple of off-screen preparations because, number one, I'm not going into the Pokémon League at level 37, because from past experience, you have to be at least level 40 to stand somewhat of a chance. I mean, with the proper strategy, you could do it at lower level. I'll try to do it about 42 or so. But if that doesn't work, I'll have to grind a little bit more. So I'll be doing that off-screen. I'll be doing a little bit of move teaching, either via technical machines we have, maybe buying a technical machine or two. Including, I want to get either Flamethrower, Thunderbolt, or Ice Beam from... what's his name? The guy in the game corner. I'm probably going to get Ice Beam. I haven't decided who I'd give it to yet, though. So I'll do those preparations off-screen. And next time, we'll take on the Pokémon League in Indigo Plateau. This is UniversalGiant, and we're pretty close to the end. Or are we? Okay, everybody knows there's a second half to this game, but I'll still see you next time.